My name is Persephone Modeste. This is my story and how I overcame. I grew up in a home with same-sex parents, same-sex biracial parents in the 70s, during a time when same-sex relationships were really not the norm. It was early adolescence. For me, there were 10 children altogether. My mom had 4. My other mom had 5, and then we had a cousin, which made 10, that we all lived together. And initially, we really didn't have an understanding of their relationship. It appeared to me like they were friends. And my story is about my experience and the influence that their relationship had on my life. High school, freshman year, my mom, dressed to the nine in her heels and her dress, and May dressed to the nines in a 3-piece suit. For me, it was really humiliating, but it's no way for me to, respect my parents and be able to save face in my school environment. With my friends that were on my street, that were regular girls, they actually jumped me in my own house. Well, her mom got a girlfriend, or her dad is a dyke, or, things like that. And kids can be cruel. I would skip school. I started smoking weed, drinking. That was like when I was 15. Then I really just didn't have to deal with stuff. Trying to fit in where I could, and it was much easier for me to fit in with the people that were doing things that they shouldn't have been doing than it was to try and fit in with the students that were doing well. Up until then, I was a straight-A student. And through that adolescent experience, my identity wasn't really clear to me. So I was already biracial by birth. I wasn't really sure who I was or where I fit in. Up until when I was 15, when I went to high school, I was attracted to boys. Never was I attracted to women. And then high school came, and now my mom and May they were my parents, and this was the norm in my house. And I found myself being drawn to the girls at school that were dressed like boys. Not only did I want to belong, but I really wanted to be loved too. And I wanted to have the opportunity to really love. I think due to adolescent development, it was probably a very normal process that really wouldn't be recognized by me or my parents for that matter. After that, then I went to college. I got accepted when I was 18, but I got pregnant. I had an abortion because I didn't want to wind up a single parent on welfare, raising a child the way that I was being raised. I went to school. I wound up dropping out of school because my mom had a really serious surgery, and I didn't go back for a long time. Started working. I later got married when I was 25, and then had 3 children and wound up getting divorced. I wound up getting involved with a woman that I knew from my childhood as a girl. It became very much involved because at that time, now post-divorce, I was going to church and went to church as a family, but I wasn't really committed or didn't feel like my relationship was as intimate with my Lord as it was prior. It was more of a personal relationship, not just knowledge of. And for me, that would be Jesus Christ. And then I got distracted and got involved with this woman, and found that there were some things in myself that I didn't really realize were there. And so that was because I wasn't at peace with that. So initially, I didn't know if that was going to be my life, if I was going to be in a relationship with a woman like my mom had been, and if that's how I was going to live my life as a lesbian woman. When it came to me making that decision, I wasn't at peace with it. In my spirit, it became like a spiritual battle, and I felt like I was having to choose between my God and between, I really believe now in my heart that it was lust. Confused, by the convenience of the relationship, and selfish. But those things, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was really confused. And so I fast and I prayed for myself. First time ever. For some knowledge, I needed something to be revealed to me about this situation, because I was going to have to choose. If I was going to live my life as a lesbian, I was going to do that. I was going to do it at church. I was going to do it at work. I was going to do it with my children, in my community. It was going to be my life. So the woman that I was involved with, I spoke with her and I told her that, it was revealed to me through this process that this was not the lifestyle for me, that I was convicted in my spirit that this was not for me. I wasn't at peace with it. And it was a painful process. I was sick in my body, physically, mentally. I would cry. And towards the end, I was in my tub, just there, just sick. But it was through that process that for me, I was delivered from something that didn't belong in my life. For her, my friend, she is my friend today, and I love her dearly as my friend. I don't judge her. I don't convict her. It's her life, and she is at peace in her life. While I had a homosexual relationship, I was not born that way. And quite honestly, I didn't even decide to be that way. It just is something that kind of happened in my life. But through my own spiritual growth, I call it a spiritual migration, I came to a point where I understood that there was something more for me, that wasn't bringing the peace that was designed for my life. It came to a point where I said that, this is how it has to be. And that was really the only way that I was able to walk away from that situation. Through my spiritual growth, through my own prayer and faith, I was able to overcome that experience and to help others to realize, women in general, that there is a standard that is designed for them in their lives. And it doesn't matter what walk you're taking in your life, there's a standard designed for you to live by. If you are not at peace with how you are living your life, I find for me, it was necessary to do like a spiritual soul searching. There was a life that I wanted for myself, and staying where I was not going to give me that life. But for me, education for my mom in my life, it was important, and I always envisioned my life to be different. And the only way that was going to happen with me being divorced with 3 children, school was a necessity, and I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I know that it needed to happen. And so I wind up finishing school in 2006 with my associates. In 2009, I went back to school for my bachelor's, and I did school and work full time. And then I went in 2013 for my master's, school and work full-time. When I was in the master's program, I felt incompetent. I felt like I didn't belong there. Okay. That coming from where I came from, it was amazing to me that I was there and, conversing and interacting and able to share reality with people. Our lives are not our own. Even if you're a single person, your life is not your own, because everything that you do, every compromise that you make for your own simple pleasures impacts someone else. I found that I compromised so much in my life for my family, for my job, for my ex-husband, to measure up. And now in my life, I can say in all confidence that I am so comfortable with me, and I do know who I am and what my reality is. And I hope to be able to help other women to realize their own truths and the fact that they don't have to live in a life of compromise. That's my story.